My name is Karen Young. I'm the costume designer for two of the pieces Kyle will be premiering in September, Watershed and The Gettin'. We met about a year ago. I was designing Wendy Whalen's show, Restless Creature, and Kyle was one of the choreographers, one of the 4 choreographers for that show. And we just had a really good time working together on that. And so last fall he called me up when he was sort of thinking about this project and asked me to work on it with him. And I really enjoy working with him, collaborating with him. His process is slow. It's over many months. So we've sort of spent a lot of time just tossing around ideas, looking at things, trying things. And there are 2 totally different looks. For The Gettin' that Robert Glasper's doing the music for, we're looking at a lot of imagery and clothing and textiles from South Africa, from late 50s, early 60s specifically, and at least to refer to that or capture that vibe a bit in the piece, as well as relating it to kind of contemporary clothing or street clothing. So we're kind of looking at that. So I've been playing around with shapes, with colors that work with the set that Glenn is designing, how they'll pop out against that. So we threw on some clothes today, some vintage 50s dresses to see how they work with the movement, and that was pretty fun. That's working. So we're developing that. A lot of it is about print and combination of print and color and shapes that can kind of evoke that, or at least occasionally take you there a bit. And then for Watershed, visually I'm looking at clothes that make a sort of reference, a bit of a reference to sort of pre-Civil War clothing, but it will feel contemporary and street too. So we were playing with that. We put something together a few months ago for a showing just from clothes we had to kind of capture the vibe or the feeling, and that has a much more muted palette. The set will be different. It's responding a lot to texture, but details that can kind of take you to that time and place, but then can bring you back to today and street and all of the sort of places that his movement goes to. I try to do things that kind of can help take you to all of these different places and poetic images that he's creating. So that's what I'm doing with him.